Warmer temperatures and crystal clear skies means it's time for college baseball at Bar Kaufman Field as the Illinois State Redbirds travel to Bloomington to take on the Indiana Hoosiers on Big Ten Plus. Hi everybody, Cruz Martin alongside my partner Ben Haller. Ben, both of these teams coming off losses to probably one of the best teams in the country in Vanderbilt. Couple of fielding errors as well as a couple of big hits like that one. If that one stays fair, that will be a monster hit. And it does. 3-run shot, back-to-back home runs in the second inning for Augie Rasmussen. 10-0 Illinois State. 82 pitches in. Here's a hit out towards left center. That's going to get down. That'll drive in at least one. It might get two. Taylor rounds third and will head for home. The same will happen for Tibbetts. And it's a 2 RBI double for Carter Matheson. And all of a sudden, Indiana's offense starting to come alive here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 3-2. That one lined out towards left, pushing Taylor back. Can he make the catch? Oh, he made the catch! Devin Taylor falls over the outfield wall next to the Indiana bullpen and makes a miraculous catch to rob Shaden Kubo. Manasseh delivers. That one chopped right back towards Manasseh. He couldn't make the play on it. Pine comes in to save the day. Can he? Yes, he can.
Biggest at-bat of the game so far for Indiana.
This one skied out towards left, going towards the wall. That will soar over the head of Higgins. And it's a 3-run shot for Carter Matheson. And just like that, Indiana trims the lead down to 2 here at the bottom of the 8th inning. Did receive the loss in the scoring column. That one out towards right field. Nick Mitchell right there. What a catch by Nick Mitchell. The 3-2 pitch. That one lined out towards right field. That's going to get down. It's going to be a base hit more for Nick Mitchell. He'll round first, going towards second. A little bit trouble out in right field. He'll try to turn 3. He's going to do so. He slides in as the ball is recovered, but it does not matter. Nick Mitchell, with the wheels churning, is able to turn 3 to lead off things for Indiana. Did come across the place twice, was hit by a pitch as well as walk. This one a liner out towards Jason Oliver, who's able to make the diving catch. And it's another out for Indiana defensively. Back-to-back retirements to begin this second inning. Those are the 3 due up for Indiana. The new batter, this one drove out towards left field. Brody Heaton is going to go yard. And the lead extended back to 3 runs. It ties the largest of the day as Belmont strikes in the top of the 8th inning. 6-3 Bruins. 2 in scoring position. The payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jacob Vogel retires Brendan Horde. And the Hoosiers avoid giving up that insurance run. Michigan went down in order 1-2-3 to tie Bothwell in the top of the 1st as Colin Priest will step up to bat. He skies this one into foul territory. Oh, what a catch! Tyler Cerny! First pitch was outside. Second pitch from Bothwell. Grounded over towards Pine. He backhands it. Long throw across the diamond. Did he get him? Yes, he did. A loud foul ball, 2-1 for Cerny. He'll ground this one over towards second. Tim Brook flips to second. They get him. The throw to Voigt. Got him. Double play for Michigan. This one hit out towards center field. It's not going to have enough underneath of it. And no, they didn't make the catch. Jonathan Kim and Dylan Stanton couldn't make the play. And Joey Brincheski is able to reach second base. And now the Sycamores working from behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, it's a lot like what we saw last year here at Bar Kaufman Field between these 2 teams. It was the bottom of the 7th inning a season ago. That was Indiana scored 11 runs, and it took 1 hour and 10 minutes, that inning did. So the 6th here is kind of that equal.
Well, sometimes people say if you blink, you won't miss it. But
you'd have to
I
blink
think
a
you
lot
could have
to
blinked
miss
a couple
that
of times to miss that. But it still seems relatively fast yet slow that Indiana, it seemed like they were just down 6-0. But it's been a terrific showing for this Indiana team, scoring 12 runs as opposed to Indiana State's 1 since the beginning of the bottom of the 4th inning. A tale of 2 games, just like the matchup in Terre Haute earlier this year. Indiana in the first 3 innings of that game scored 6 runs. And Indiana State scored 3 over the course of the last 4 innings. Indiana only scored 1, and Indiana State scored 12. A flipping of the script here this afternoon.
And it's an interesting spot right now for Indiana and kind of a bounce back for Braden Reisdorf with a couple of things. Against Indiana State, he really struggled in that matchup a couple of weeks ago. He also gave up the 3-run home run on the 9th inning on the game 2 of the doubleheader Saturday. That gave Butler the win. Just uncharacteristic of Reisdorf, who has been so solid. It's such a great freshman season for Indiana. And coming into the year was expected to be the Friday ace.
Pottinger skies that one up and foul. Right next to the Indiana dugout.
I almost hit someone by the Indiana dugout too. Gotta watch out.
Good heads-up play there by the fans, avoiding a more than likely unwanted trip to the emergency room just down the road.
That's it. It's a pretty safe assumption right there. More than likely unwanted. That's a good way to put it.
All I'll say is that is probably the last place that I want to be on a Tuesday night. That one grounded up over towards second base. Oliver makes the play over to Brzezinski. Excuse me, it was Tyler Cerny on the shift.
So you're going to see a lot with these Indiana shifts. Sometimes the infielders just playing out of position. A lot of times I like to send Josh Pine over on the right side of the bag and keep Tyler Cerny as the lone guy on the left side. But a lot of it depends on who the hitter is.
Grant McGill, 1 for 3 on the day. Big swing right there. It blows by him.
Yeah, Reisdorf, last appearance against Indiana State earlier this year. He was only able to finish an inning and a third. He gave up a total of 6 runs. All of them were earned and 4 base hits on it. Struggled with command a little bit, hit a couple of batters.
Reisdorf ahead in the count, 1-2. He did toss against Indiana State earlier this year. Went 1 1/3. Did receive the loss in the scoring column. That one out towards right field. Nick Mitchell right there. What a catch by Nick Mitchell. Backtracking, he had to adjust. He was able to make the play. And down goes Grant McGill.
Look at that adjustment from Nick Mitchell. Little misread off the bat, came in a little too much, but the ability to react quick enough and just get that arm out there. Got a ton of athleticism out in right field.
Keeping Indiana State off the bags. 2 consecutive retirements to begin this inning. Josue Urdaneta will be the last leg for the Sycamores in the top of the 7th. 1 for 3 on the day, does have a single, and just came across to score. He rips that one foul.
This is a big spot for Reisdorf, too. 2 outs, nobody on, and just get the 9-hitter. Don't flip the lineup card over. This is an Indiana team that has struggled with walking the 9-hitters a decent amount this year.
Reisdorf trying to avoid that. This one grounded over towards Pine. He'll turn, fires, and Brzezinski's able to keep his foot on the bag. He'll retrieve the ball for the putout, and Indiana takes out Indiana State. 1-2-3. Hoosiers coming back up to bat with a 5-run lead here in Bloomington. Welcome back to Bart Kaufman Field in Bloomington, Indiana, where the sun is peeking out from behind the layer of clouds that's moved over central Indiana. All I can say, Adam, is I'm excited for the last couple of innings of this one between Evansville and Indiana. A 1-run game as the Aces come back to bat to lead off this top of the 8th inning. A pitching change for Indiana. 34, Ryan Rushing, a 5'10 freshman from Bradenton, Florida, and a product of the coveted IMG Academy, making his 7th appearance on the year. And he will look to add on to his 8 innings of work that he's made so far this year. He comes into today's game with an 11.25 ERA. And he will face the top of the order for Evansville, leading off with Harrison Talbert, who is 0 for 2 so far today. Has come across to score, struck out once. Is batting .325 on the season.
Yeah, important game for Rushing here. Bradenton, Florida. That's usually associated with IMG Academy, so interesting. The Hoosier freshman's going to have an opportunity here as Boy, this is some weird weather in the sky right now. As the first pitch is in for a strike.
That's why I brought it up immediately. It caught my attention. There's a giant layer of clouds, and this is what you get with spring weather. Giant layer of dark clouds right above us, but to our west, right behind the press box, the sun shining, and there's no doubt about it. Long casting shadows across the infield and left field as well. Talbert skies this one out towards center field. Carter Matheson, who's had a pretty busy day out there so far today, will backtrack, makes the catch, and that's the first put out of the top of the 8th inning.
It must be pretty hard for the outfielders to see right now, because that sun, it's brutal once it gets to sunset, and it's pretty much a line drive. If it's up there, it's not too bad. But when you're, looking at it horizontally, it can sometimes throw you off a bit.
One of the best offensive players for this Evansville team, Mark Schallenberger, now up to bat, the lefty. Again, leads the team in hits, RBIs, and batting average, as well as doubles, triples, and home runs. Gotta say that Mark Schallenberger has to take at least a little bit of credit for the success that Evansville has had so far this year.
Yeah, and talking about draft prospect, he's ranked as the 7th guy in the Missouri Valley Conference for the 2024 draft. So not only really good college player, has a bright future ahead of him in baseball.
First 2 pitches to Schallenberger, outside and inside the zone. 1-1 count, facing the left fielder. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Has 3 RBIs. Rushing the southpaw. This one out towards left field. Taylor's going to cover some ground and catches the pop fly. And that is the 2nd out of the inning, as Indiana trying to make quick work of this Evansville lineup once again.
That's good fundamentals there by Devin Taylor. First step back. The whole dugout was yelling at him to go in, but if it's hit high enough, you definitely don't want to go forward first and it somehow gets over you. So he had plenty of time to recover and make the catch.
Kip Fugers, the former Indiana Hoosier turned Evansville Purple Ace, in the right-handed batter's box, and will face the first pitch from Rushing, which finds the box.
And he has hit the ball really well today. Even though he's 1 for 4, he's drilled a couple balls to the warning track and has had, an overall great day, coming in with 8 home runs, tied for the team lead.
Took a big swing at that one. He was looking for number 9, but fouls that one off into the net. Again, Fugers, high school teammate from Linton Stockton of Josh Pine, who was standing probably about 100 feet from him right now, just behind 3rd base. Trying to take out his old team and give a little bit of insurance for Evansville. That pitch well upstairs. The 0-2 count now turns to 1-2.
Yeah, you don't feel super comfortable with a 1-run lead against this Indiana offense, considering how many base runners they've had aboard, but this Evansville team has been shut down the past couple of innings.
The 1-2 with 2 outs. That one outside of the zone, far away from Fugers. 2s across the board now. Nobody on for Evansville. Fugers are waiting. And now Rushing will deliver. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Kip Fugers, and Ryan Rushing makes quick work of this Evansville side of the inning. 1-2-3, the 2nd straight 1-2-3 inning for Indiana. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning with Indiana down 1, trying to tie and potentially take the lead here in Bloomington. Here's the handoff. Newton gets it left side, driving down to the free throw line. Here's the lob upstairs, and a thunderous dunk from Samson Johnson.